What's going on, y'all? So listen. I just did the what it is video, and I know some of y'all probably was like, "Why haven't you spoken on this topic yet?" And it's because I wanted to put it in a separate video, just because I felt like it deserved its own video. Because it's a serious topic, and it does not need to be in the midst of all that entertainment mess. Because like I said, it's a serious topic. Dealing with child protective services, dealing with, social workers, dealing with abuse, dealing with the court system, dealing with custody issues, dealing with, guardianship, and letting motherfuckers in your house and be around your children. And dealing with motherfuckers who don't deserve to have kids. Okay? The Aniya Day Garrett situation, where the 4-year-old basically was beaten to death, was being abused for the majority of her short life. I just looked up some stuff, and on this particular website, they literally listed from September 17, 2015, a bunch of stuff that was going on with this little girl. Was she 4 years old? Yes, she was only 4 years old. So it's 2018, 2015. So for the majority of her life, she was getting abused. All right. I have yet to find something, maybe you can put it down in the comments as to what really went on with the father and why they really. I've seen something where they were saying that the girl filed a restraining order, or order of protection against the father, trying to claim that he was um, being abusive. And he said he didn't get the notification in the mail that he had a court date because he had moved to a new address. And so therefore he missed that court date, and all the allegations that she filed against him, were false. And because he didn't show up, that's why she was granted custody and things of that such. So I guess I just answered my question. Um I just It's very, very sad. Now if you don't know the story, earlier this month, Aniya Day Garrett was dead, found dead. Police was called. This is out in Ohio. And basically, she was beaten to death by her mother and the boyfriend. I don't know if the boyfriend actively took part in it, but the boyfriend knew. And then you can't tell me that he didn't do anything either. And this just goes to show how the system fails constantly. These children out here. I've seen the clip. The way that this first got introduced to me, someone linked me into a clip on Facebook where the father was in the courtroom crying his eyes out. And I was confused as to why the father, wasn't in the life as much. And when I seen Sierra Day comes out there, we already saw the boyfriend sitting down in his handcuffs and his jumpsuit. When they brought Sierra Day, the mother, when she's nobody's mother, the fucking egg donor, um, she walked out into the courtroom as if, oh well. Like she had a stank, oh well ass walk to her. And I was just like, how? Like, why would you? And then the father is just in a courtroom just going off. You killed my daughter. You killed my daughter. And if I was the father and if I was his family, I would get a lawyer. I hope he has lawyered the fuck up, and I hope he's ready to fucking sue child protective services out there, because this is gross negligence, because they have been contacted many of times saying that something was going on in that household. When this little girl is literally saying, well, why is this, happening to you? What's going on? Where did you get these bruises and stuff from? Oh, mama said to say that I fell down in the park, even though that it happened at home. The little girl is even telling you that something is going wrong. You take her to the daycare center, and there are visible bruises, and the daycare people are contacting and reporting multiple times that something is going wrong because she's coming to the daycare center bruised the fuck up. You put in all these investigations into CPS, and you telling them what is going on more than 3 fucking times, okay? And no one has done anything. This is a fucking child who can do nothing for themselves, all right? And have to live her life every fucking day getting abused. And this is where the issue of people not trusting the court. This is when, you get people saying the courts are not in favor for the fathers of some of these cases, especially when it comes to custody, especially when it comes to child support. And this is one of those cases that kind of proves that point. This is why there's so much negativity when it comes to that, because you got a case just like this who proves that point, that the court system failed this family. They failed the family. CPS failed the family. Everybody felt this family. This father is in pain because his daughter, who he literally was saying and petitioned to the judge, sent in letters, talked to Child Protective Services and said that he believed that his daughter is being bruised. She has scars on her. She has scabs on her. She has bruises on her. And then when he sent all this stuff in, she petitions the mother to get his visitations, I guess minimize or do what dumbass bitches do, using the child as a pawn and basically holding it. Oh, so you want to talk about me and say that I'm doing this to the child? Well, guess what? You're not gonna be able to see her. Okay, and that's what she was keeping the child from him. And I seen a video where he was in the car and the baby was in the back seat, and she was just so sad, and you can see it in her face, and you can just feel her spirit throughout the whole freaking video through the screen, that baby did not want to go back home to her mama. She did not want to. It was almost like a pleading look up in her face, like, daddy, I really want to stay with you. And that's what she did not want to go back. And usually you would think that a child would be safer, and I it's just the way society have us thinking that a child will probably be safer with the mom, because this is the person who carried this child, nursed this child in their womb for 9 months, not 8 to 9 months, okay, um um you know breastfed this child, talked to this child. You wouldn't think that the mother of all people would have the issue and want to fight and abuse the child. And that's what I'm not understanding. And this is go back to what I say. Just because you can reproduce does not mean that you should. Everybody is not meant to be a mother on this earth. And I don't understand what the fuck is the purpose of having a child only for you to abuse it, when that child has done absolutely positively nothing to you. Baby, that child didn't even ask to be born. You fucked around and had sex unprotected, okay? You didn't get an abortion. That's also a good thing, because you also brought life into this world, which is a wonderful thing. And I'm not anti-abortion or whatever. It's whatever you want to do, okay? But whatever. But if you felt that you were not capable enough to raise a child, and that you got anger issues, or you felt some type of way against this child, what, because the child, put a dent in between the relationship between you and the father, and he don't want you no more, and he just all about his child, so you take the anger that you feel for that out on the child? Was that what it was? But then you bring a boyfriend into the situation that was living in the house too, who was also participating in this abuse. Because I don't care if he didn't touch the little girl, or if he touched the little girl, you was a willing compliance, because you was in compliance with the whole thing, because you never reported the shit. You didn't tell her to stop. This girl was being abused for 3 fucking years, and she is only 4 years old. She was only 4 years old, and nobody said anything. Well, no, they said stuff, but CPS did nothing. The court system did nothing. And you see, this is where the level of distrust comes with these type of institutions. And, Child Protective Services, you supposed to be out here. Child Protective Services. You have protective in your fucking title. You are supposed to give protection to these children who are in these fucked up and dire situations. And yet, you're not doing your job. There have been plenty of cases out here in Chicago and all over that Child Protective Services have come under fire because they have been neglectful. They don't care. They don't follow up. Oh, because of the funding and shit. I don't give a fuck. These kids needs help. And if you don't want to do your job, maybe you should go find somewhere else to go work at. Okay? Because now you're playing with these kids' lives. All right? You're out here living your life. Okay? But yet, you don't want to do what's right for others. You won't want somebody doing that to your child and neglecting them. You, bitch, why would you do it to somebody else? Just because they don't have a mother or a father or they come from a fucked up situation, you don't further make their situation more fucked up. And that's exactly what happened in this instance. And I feel like they need to put that girl in the jail, under the jail, and never let her out. She put her in gym pop, and they gonna fuck her up because in jail they don't like when people fuck with kids in any way, form, or fashion. Okay, you gonna get that ass total fuck up, and he is too. Because you was willingly letting this shit go on. I cannot do that. I don't like seeing people in pain, let alone a child who can't really speak for themselves. But she was 4 years old, telling them what was going on. Taking this child to the fucking daycare and her ear is bleeding. You know why your ear is bleeding? Because she had a fucking head injury. In the hospital, you got to take this child to the hospital, but yet Child Protective Services don't take the child away when all this stuff goes on. There was an incident when my sister was younger, my youngest sister. Um, she got her arm caught, was it her arm or her leg caught in the playpen? Okay, and it didn't break, but it sprang a little, in her crib. So we had to. She was wild. Like the girl flipped out the crib one time and was laughing about it. I was like, this baby is crazy. Okay, man, she was a baby. She was a baby. We had to take the baby to the hospital to make sure everything was okay. And once that happened, the cops came to the house and they told my mom, you gotta take the kids. They have to go and stay with other relatives so they can investigate, so that they can see if any other abuse or anything is going on, even though we're telling them it's not an abuse case or whatever. So that night we had to sleep. I slept with at my father's house. Um, did my sister go to my father's house? No, she went to my grandmother's house. Okay, they put us different places, and they came back. She did have a little fracture, a little sprain. It wasn't really nothing. It was like a sprain or something. But they saw that nothing else was going on. And that's, why didn't they remove the girl from this home? Now, see how they did it like that? They removed us from the home. When I got into the incident with my uncle, where we got into a little fight, and it wasn't no fight on my end. He was in his feelings because he had literally just came back from the hospital. He was in pain or whatever. He had just rehabbing his hip. He had broke his hip and he was coming back in the house, and I don't know what was going on with him. Maybe he was in pain. I don't know. But the nigga got upset and we got into a little argument, and he took a knife that was on the table and he cut me with it. This is what that is right here. This little thing, he sliced me right there. So I had to go to the hospital and get stitches because it wouldn't stop bleeding. And the cops came, asked me did I want to, talk to my mom, all that stuff, and remove me from the household, because that was back then when I lived at, uh, my grandparents had a building, a two-story building where it was two apartments. They was on the first floor, we was on the second floor. We couldn't be in the same vicinity. Okay, they removed me from the household. All right, did I press charges against him? Hell no. Okay, and that was because it just so happened. He's not a danger. It was it was whatever. But you get what I'm saying. They actually did something. Like the cops came in and did something. Child Protective Services came over and did something. Why didn't they do the same thing with this little girl? Remove her from the household. Why didn't they look in a little deeper when you see that she's constantly in the hospital? People constantly got reports against this family, the mother and the child, saying that the child is showing up with bruises and everything all up on her. Her ears fucking bleeding because, bitch, she got hit in the fucking head, okay? And, you know, she got scars and all this stuff, and she's telling you what's going on and what her mother is telling you to tell, telling her to tell the people, but that you keep her there in the place of this dangerous woman. And what was her reasoning for doing this? What I don't appreciate and I don't respect anybody who take advantage of those who are less fortunate than them, and in this case, or not necessarily less fortunate, okay, or who can't fight for themselves. Innocent little victims, and that's what children are. You took this child's life away for what? If you did not want her, and if you felt like you could not be around her without touching her in any type of way, why not just give her to her father? It was a power play for her. You know, it had to be because, you know, a ego thing. Cause if you're gonna do all this abuse to her, but you don't want the father to get her. Why? Cause the father don't want you. And so you pissed, so I'm gonna take it out on her and make him hurt. Is that what that was? I don't understand, bitch. Why not put her up for adoption? Like, I'm confused, and there was so many options that could have happened that did not have to result in this woman putting her hands on her child the way that she did. You carried this child. You breastfed this child. You clothed and bathed this child, and that in turn make you want to abuse this child before she can even start to live and know what the world is about. Her first introduction to what the world is about is abuse. And that is sad and fucked up. You know, and in some of these cases, when you file for custody and shit like that, most time the courts always side with the mom, 9 out of 10. And this is where the courts went wrong. Okay, this is where the courts went so fucking wrong. CPS, y'all need to be just dismantled and start the fuck over again, because like I said, this ain't the first time we done heard some fucked up shit about CPS missing the mark totally. And not just in this Ohio city, but all over the fucking United States. Okay, we done had plenty of custom cases out here in Chicago where there was corruption going on in the CPS shit. A friend of mine who worked in there was just, you know, saying a whole bunch of shit that was going on, and I said, bitch, you better whistle blow. You better fucking pop the lid off that shit, bitch. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. There is no reason why this child should not be alive right now. Okay? But cause I swear to God, and y'all heard me talk about this, and if you never seen my video before, and I don't care, but you about to hear this now, cause if you seen it, you know how I feel, bitch. I will go to fucking jail if I find the fuck out somebody to put their hands on any of mine, meaning my sisters or any of my family members, bitch. Okay, y'all already fucking know how I feel about that shit. Cause what you won't do is raise your hand and think shit you gonna get away with that shit. Fuck no. Fuck no. My sister 24 years. Is she 24? She 27 years old. Bitch, I had to count. Anyway, that's the second one. I will beat a bitch ass. Okay? I will beat a bitch ass. And then my other sister, she 14 years old, bitch. I will definitely kill a bitch. Okay? I would. I'm putting it out there. I would let any motherfucker touch, okay? And then you expect people to do that shit outside the family. The family is supposed to be a safe place. But we've already known that not every family is a safe place, because it's a whole bunch of shit that goes on behind closed doors, and it's fucked up. And it's a cycle that needs to fucking come to an end. There should not be a reason why kids are getting molested by their own family members, why kids are getting abused physically, mentally, emotionally by their own family members. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But you guys, you know, the courts needs to do better. Okay? The laws need to change. I don't know what they're gonna do, but bitch, somebody needs to get out here and do something. Okay. This is an important issue, okay? And people try to play it like it's not. All right, our government don't give a shit. Child Protective Services, that shit, y'all should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Y'all really should. Really fucking should. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all put down in the comments, um, if you ever had some experience or know somebody who had a negative experience like with the courts, did the custody go to the right person, or how long did it take, and um child protective services, if you fucking work there and know of some stuff, like, drop the deets down up in the comments. Okay, let's get a discussion going, and tell me your opinion about this whole case. And if you know some more details that I probably got a little bit mixed up or whatever, put it down in the comments. Let's just open this up and just have a real ass adult ass conversation about this, because this is something that should be broadcasted everywhere. It's sad. I'm getting sad now. I want to. Once again, y'all be good, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.